So I've been really blessed to spend some time over in Italy the past couple of years, and this next song is inspired by my travels there. I was over taking a tour of the Vatican, and we went to the Sistine Chapel, and the tour guide told this really great story that stuck with me and inspired this tune. She said, you know, the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel is all the frescoes Michelangelo painted, and they're all different panels and different scenes from the Bible. And the first panel that he painted is the Great Flood. And if you notice, or you want to look this up afterwards, the Great Flood, that panel is really, really detailed. There's a lot of people in it. And so Michelangelo was up on his scaffolding painting away, and he's like, all right, I nailed it, I'm done. And he came down to the ground floor, and he looked up. He's like, oh, I made everybody too small. You can't really tell all the detail from down here, two and a half stories away. So all the other frescoes are, fewer people. They're much less detailed, so that you can really appreciate it from that distance. And for me, as a creative person and as a total perfectionist, to know that Michelangelo messed up on the Sistine Chapel, and that it's fine, it worked out just fine. That's something I wanted to try to bake into this song, just kind of musing a little bit on just embracing our imperfection. Just grab a little of that in the monitors, please, a little guitar. Thanks. Michelangelo painted the Great Flood, first got off his scaffolding and looked up at his work for the first time from the ground floor of the chapel. And he said, it's all wrong, the figures are too small. From down here you can't see the love I put into the detail. And in the detail is the master. And if the master's hands aren't good enough, if they're cracked, calloused and too rough, if his eyes refuse to see the form of what will soon be, then throw open the gates, let their rusted hinges ring. We all will find our place in the garden of broken things. The widow's coins bought the first few stones for the bell tower, to call the children home and to ring out with the miracle in the marble. But then it all went wrong. The tower starts to fall, the ground's too soft, and the stone was much too small of a foundation. And in the foundation is the master. And if the master's hands aren't good enough, if they're cracked, calloused and too rough, and if his eyes refuse to see the form of what will soon be, then throw open the gates, let their rusted hinges ring. We all will find our place in the garden,
in the garden
of broken things. Throw open the gates where the fallen angels sing. We all will till the ground in the garden of broken things. Thank you very much. Thank you, Tina. All right, so you never really know where a song's going to come from. This one I found when I was bartending, and I went over to a table, and I overheard one of the women sitting at the table say to her friends, she said, "You know, someday is my favorite day of the week." And I was like, "Excuse me, did you just say someday is your favorite day of the week?" And she said, "No, I said Sunday." It's mine now. And you know, I love a lot of different styles of music, and I love to write in all kinds of different styles, and that turn of phrase just felt like kind of an old crooner jazz standard tune to me, so I went in that direction. This is a song called Someday. Well, someday, that's my favorite day of the week. 'Cause someday I'm gonna be exactly where I wanna be. Someday you'll be here with me. That's why someday is my favorite day of the week. Well, someday, that's my favorite day of the week. 'Cause someday my ship is coming in. I'll be rich as a man can be. On your hand you just might find a big old diamond ring. That's why someday is my favorite day of the week. Monday through Sunday, I'm pining for your love. Monday through Sunday, praying God above, just let the sun rise on someday. My waiting will be through, 'cause I love you every day, and someday you love me too. Oh, someday, that's my favorite day of the week. 'Cause someday you'll be my arms, and we'll be dancing cheek to cheek, and we will count each day of the week by the beating of our loving hearts, 'cause we will never be apart. Oh, someday could be any day. Now mark your calendar. Oh, say how lovely someday could be. How lovely someday could be. Thank you very much. You know, one thing I've always kind of noticed about tour, one of the life lessons it's taught me is that, you know, people are they're just inherently kind. And, you know, you run into people that, you know, are strangers in the morning and they're good friends by the evening, and they might feed you or give you a place to stay or help you out in some way. And they're so glad to help. And that kind of beauty of people is what I've learned on the road, just the kindness. Except for this one time in Charlottesville, I was busking on the street. I had a nice little crowd going, and people were digging it. And then this guy walked by in front of me, right between me and my crowd, and he was like, "Don't quit your day job." I was like, "What?" He said it super loud. Everybody heard, and they were all just like, "Ooh!" And it was the one time in my life where I had this like sick comeback, and I just nailed him. And I don't remember what it was, but I I know it had something to do with like this super ugly hat he was wearing. So this next song is a collection of tour stories, and it starts in Charlottesville with Old Ugly Hat. Ooh, 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 ooh. I shot down Old Ugly Hat on a street in Charlottesville. She watched me from the crowd, said, "I love the way you kill. Now you come home with me, you could use a little rest." I holstered my guitar and I fell asleep on her breast. But the tractor trailer's on me as I come around the turn. Man, you hit them brakes so hard, you think by now I'd learn. I'm burning gasoline, but I don't need to say goodbye. I'm a young man, I'm a pistol, and I'll never die. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm a young man and I'll never die. They say I never had a chance to be a kid. They say I used to smile and then I never did. But I settled all that on the road to West Virginia. You can't stay angry once Monongahela hits you. Then I run away from Stanton, said don't fix your mistakes. Let the cracks be cracks, the cracks are where the soul escapes. Then he poured me a melody, so cracked it made me cry. I'm a young man, I'm a pistol, and I'll never die. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm a young man and I'll never die. My Uncle Alexander gave me his name. He gave me his pocket watch where he had it engraved. But they found his body, but they never could explain it. He took the secret of his death to his grave. But a hotel room is as good a place to go as any railroad man or Roman picker ought to know. It's a hell of a thing to wander and never wonder why. I'm a young man, I'm a pistol, and I'll never die. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm a young man and I'll never die. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm a young man and I'll never die. Thank you very much.